Hello and welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
4th of July has come and gone. We're sorry to leave you all hanging, but we gave ourselves a summer break.
Some time to relax, enjoy the 4th in a we hate the government kind of way, and eat some hot dogs.
We hope you all had a great holiday and got to see some cool stuff.
Cool stuff like fireworks?
Yeah, sure. Fireworks are definitely cooler than what we're going to talk about today. Here are some 4th of July encounters. Story 1. A picnic lunch in Vermont. Years ago, my then husband, now deceased, my 2-year-old son and I went to New England to see fall colors. We stayed at a resort in New Hampshire and did day trips. It was a fun and enjoyable vacation. One particular day, we drove into Vermont to do some exploring and maybe buy some maple syrup. We had packed a lunch and planned on stopping somewhere, preferably at a park, to take a break to eat. Although I was navigating, I don't remember where we were on that particular day. We found a sleepy little town and were looking for a park to eat lunch. We couldn't find one, but my husband saw a sign that said there was a lake down this particular road. So we decided to go there in hopes of finding a place to relax and eat our lunch. As I recall, the road went a mile or so down a canyon of sorts and then ended at a parking lot of this pretty lake. It was quiet and we were the only people there. We got out of our rental car and did a little scouting around. As I recall, the picnic area was older, wooden, and painted a reddish color. I remember feeling uneasy about the place and thinking reassuringly that this place must really be hopping on the 4th of July. We decided on a particular picnic bench, unpacked our lunch, but my feelings of dread were gradually increasing. I noticed that my husband was looking around a lot as he ate, not at me or our son, but at our surroundings. My son was fussy, and I was having trouble getting him to eat. This was not normal. Finally, we finished eating. Normally in a place like that, we take a short walk and explore a little. Instead, my husband asked me very directly if I was done. I said yes, and he said, I'd like to get going. I was happy to leave, and I couldn't get out of there fast enough. We gathered our things and trash and left quickly. We didn't say anything to each other as we drove back through the canyon to the town. Once we reached the town, we turned right, and my husband stopped on the side of the road. We just looked at each other and breathed out a sigh of relief. Then we talked. Both my husband and I agreed that we couldn't get away from that place fast enough. He admitted that he didn't say anything because he didn't want to freak me out. I said something about it being pretty and quiet. My husband replied, "Yeah, too quiet."
I will say, I just typed into the search bar 4th of July on some subreddits. So it just pulled stories that had 4th of July in it.
Yeah.
Because as you were reading them, again, didn't read them, just put them in there. And as you were reading it, I was like, this story ain't about the 4th of July.
I think when you go back and edit, I think you can see my brain being like, wait
that
a
you can
minute.
also, I feel like if I can see, I wonder if it's at the same time. Because like there's definitely a time where like it shifted for me too. I was like,
yeah.
Well,
and then it does say that this place must be hopping on the 4th of July.
And I skimmed. I didn't like read it, but I skimmed for 4th of July.
And it says
just
4th
to
of
make
July
sure
right
that it was like it had to do with the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And so then I skimmed it, saw 4th of July. I said, okay, we're good.
I'm blaming OP on this. You don't got to say this place is hopping on the 4th of July. Obviously, it's a lake.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's
all
hopping
picnic
on the...
spots are going to be popping on 4th of July.
Come on. What do you think we are?
Yeah. But that's okay. It's still a spooky story.
See, let me just deflect. I'd imagine they're sitting there and like you're outside. There's no birds chirping. There's no bugs. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Just dead silence.
Yeah. And all you hear is like the sound of you eating and like your other people eating next to you.
Just like the chewing sound.
Yeah. The wrappers. And then that's it.
Yeah.
There's
you don't
no
even
wind.
hear anything from the lake.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah. That would be really unsettling. And I would be like, yeah, like we need to get out of here. Especially because that's Appalachia, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty positive.
You know, I love Vermont, but I don't know if it's in Appalachia. I'm gonna be so real with you.
No, I'm so
Vermont, but there's no sticks.
Yeah, exactly. It's the sticks. It's
Yeah.
it's in the so the Appalachia. Where's Vermont at?
I'm gonna be so I don't know.
Two bitches in Vermont? Question mark.
Like, do you know? I knew this in 6th grade.
AI overview. Appalachia covers roughly 150 miles in Vermont.
Boom. So
So
yeah,
it is the Appalachian Trail in Vermont.
yeah. I would lose. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Same. Also, those questions are way harder than a 5th grade question. I remember like being in middle school and watching that show with my mom, and my mom would be like, "We should be able to answer these questions," and I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck they're talking about." The American school system is failing.
Yeah, I think
Love
like
Island
is this
shows
like
that.
charter school?
Warning: Love Island recap and dump for the next probably, I think, 14 minutes. I don't know. Skip to the next story if you don't want to hear Love Island, because we don't really go back to the story.
Sorry. Love Island does show
Love
that.
Island.
Dear God.
Epitome.
Yeah.
Epitome.
Epitome.
What's that? Oh my God. What was the other one that was said recently?
There's one she was saying.
Hello, this is a smoothie.
I don't think I've seen that yet. When did that happen?
That happened pretty early on.
Oh, well, I forgot about it then.
It's when Melanie and Corbin are together, and he brings Melanie. He says, "Hello, this is a smoothie."
I just keep thinking of, I'm still on Soul being like, what, Mama Happy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mama's happy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would have immediately give me the
I would have been like, never mind. I just watched movie night.
Oh yeah, you're like right. You're close.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I have to watch Last Nights, and that's the only one that I'm like not caught up on is Last Nights, and that's because I'm kind of bored of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
is this it?
Mm-hmm.
Can we like recap it? Like that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm like, I should just watch recaps at this point because it's kind of boring. Like we were talking about the story, and now we're gonna go on a tangent of Love Island.
Yeah,
and you know what? I'm gonna leave it all in there. So
I have been enjoying it so far because there's still like crazy shit happening, but I feel like everyone's just gonna like couple up and then it's gonna taper off because like people just told Kenzie like, hey,
yeah,
the way you're hopping around, we don't like it.
Yeah.
And she was the one who was like the most explory.
yeah. But okay, me, devil's advocate, she's doing what
she's doing what she's supposed
doing,
to.
and I like okay. So she first tried with Zach. He chose not her.
Right.
Then she tried to get with Sean. Sean got kicked off.
Right.
She then tried with Gabe. Gabe didn't want her. He chose Bea.
Yeah.
Then she tried with Corbin, and she liked him. She stayed with him. Then the U.S. picked her to be with Caleb.
Right.
And she tried to be with Caleb. It wasn't working.
She wasn't
so
into Caleb.
she wanted to be with Corbin. So she got with Corbin. Then she was shown visual evidence that Corbin was not going to pick her.
He literally threw Kenzie out the window.
Yeah. And so Kenzie was like, okay, well, I'm going to move the fuck on too. Found another connection. She's 3 days into the connection when she kisses Gaul.
Right.
And it's like,
or
I guess like, she's like a
time.
week.
She's like, I'm into Gaul.
Yeah, and I
want
want
to chat
to
with him
explore
more.
that. Yeah. She said it so many times, and then like a week in, she like kisses him, and then Dylan gets all, which Dylan is a fucking weirdo all in itself.
He's got like, they don't know each other.
They don't know each other at all.
Right. So like, I kind of get Kenzie being like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we just make out a little.
And I'm
see what
like,
happens.
why is Kenzie? And I'm not a big Kenzie fan.
Right.
Like she had said some questionable things. She had said some.
She's a character.
Yeah.
However,
I'm like, how is she getting more flack than Sincere?
Right.
Whose entire movie night, mind you, the both episodes were almost entirely Sincere and Melanie.
Right.
And Sincere, Melanie's video, which was supposed to be about her doing stuff, had a 5-second
clip of her being like, do you want to kiss? After he made a cute date for her.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was literally like all of Sincere doing other fucked up shit.
Right.
And I'm like, how do all of them look at Sincere and be like, you can get some slack, but Kenzie, you're bad.
I think like Sincere has just been lying to everyone about what he's doing. So they're all just like, oh yeah, we're totally on his side. And Kenzie's honest.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh yeah,
She's
like,
upfront about it.
This is what I'm gonna do. This is who I'm exploring. This is who I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And I kissed him. And Sincere's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna kiss this person anymore. Goes up literally right after that conversation and makes out.
Yeah. Or like, I choose you, and then literally goes to the other person and says, I choose you, I choose you.
Right.
Like,
That's crazy.
And like reasons I appreciate you as a friend in particular, you don't let me be as delusional as I want to be. I feel like Anaya is not doing Melanie any favors.
No.
Because we saw Anaya be delusional about KC. Because
Yeah.
KC said he wanted to explore, he wanted to be open. Not saying that he didn't like her. He just,
Yeah. And
He
both
wasn't
of
locked
them
in.
like had this conversation during Casa Amor
Multiple
where they
times.
were like, we're not going to be the type of women that say like, oh, like, yeah, he goes out, but he still comes back to my bed.
Right. And
it's
then
like-
sure as shit, both of them chose to
Both
say
of
their
them do
couples.
that. Do that. Like,
When Melanie was like, yeah, this guy's both of them did it. This guy's perfect. He's everything I wanted. I'm going to go with the other person. Like,
yep.
what?
Yeah. It was, and then I literally called it. I was like, Sincere's going to walk back in alone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he's going to look at Amora and be like, I just wasn't able. Thank you for your time, but I wasn't feeling it. And he literally did say, "Thank you for letting me experience you." Which how
How dare you?
irate.
yeah.
Yeah.
After the multiple
Experience
days
you?
that
Like-
they had, where he was like, "No, I want you. I want like
if we had more time, it would have been you. That if I was Melanie, done.
no, that would have
There's so many things if I was Melanie,
Yeah.
done.
And then
Oh no, I can't tell you because you haven't gotten there yet. It's fine.
It's gonna get so much worse, isn't it?
but I mean, I guess it's like it's just worse because it's like stupid.
Let him go.
It's at this point I don't feel bad for any of them because like I'm like you're all doing it to yourself.
right.
But I think that the biggest villain is Zach.
You were telling me about this. Yeah.
I cannot stand when that man is on my screen.
Yeah.
I think he is the worst because he is like he's a master manipulator, just like creeping in the shadows. He is constantly in everyone's ear. Like, I don't think she likes you. I don't think you like him as much. Like, I don't think you like this. I don't think that you get respect. Like, in everyone's ear, trying to mess everyone's relationship up and giving them like super bad advice.
Terrible advice.
And he's also really mean to the girls. Like, the way that he talks about some of the girls, I'm like, you are really like. Granted, a lot of the guys on this year are like pretty red pilled, I would say. Like the way that they talk about like women, like Casey is probably the worst about it because he's very much a woman needs to like match my level.
Right.
I don't know, but I think Zach is just like so vile. And I don't like I think the way that he moves and the way that he like strings Kata along,
Right.
because like Kata obviously likes him a lot.
Obviously likes him so much.
Yeah.
And he said a lot of shit in Casa Amor that she should be mad at him about. And he's like, yeah, I already told you about that. Like, why are you even upset? And like, you did this.
Yeah.
And like, she kissed someone in a challenge.
Yeah.
And told him that she's like, I'm cool getting to know you, but I don't want to do anything physical.
Yeah. And the way that he literally would have come back if Alana didn't get kicked off.
And he didn't tell Kate. I just
And
like,
I
just like watched her put that together, being like, where is Alana?
Yeah, they
And
said,
then
"Where's
they're like,
where's the angel?"
yeah, and then they're like, oh, she got sent home.
Yeah.
And Kate is like, oh, so I was the only option for you.
Yep.
And you didn't want to mention that.
Yep.
And that's so shady.
what I think with like all of them now, because it ends on Sunday. So it's like,
oh my God.
they literally have like it's actively Wednesday, and so they'll be out of there. The finale will be. Are they gonna like live stream the finale?
They might.
Okay, well, so that would give them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they have 5 days left of being in the villa. So they know like we have to make really smart decisions,
Right. It has to be very calculated.
Yeah, so no one's going anywhere at this point. Like everyone is like solidified. I mean, they're like cutting off until the final four at this point. So it's like,
Bryce's biggest red flag is how close he is to Zach.
Honestly, yeah. I'm like, bro, get a room, guys. Get a room, guys.
Yeah, just can't.
How obvious?
Can we recouple that?
Yeah, how obvious can you make something like on TV?
Right.
Before, like, I don't know. I also, some of the stuff they say too, I mean, I've been seeing TikToks on it too, but some of the stuff that they've been saying, I'm like, are they not? Somebody's seeing something.
They kissed, right?
Because, like, I think that, like, they see, like, social media posts or something, because in one of the, like, one of the most
like Monday, they were saying something. I'm not going to spoil anything, but like they were saying something to like Corbin, and they were talking about him being an AI. And I'm like, I wouldn't like think to just like normally call somebody an AI. I think it would be like you're a robot.
Right, because
Like,
I've seen that
AI is-
discourse online. They're like,
Yeah.
you're literally a robot.
Yeah, AI, like saying like you're AI versus you're a robot, like it doesn't, that's so hyper specific to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if like the lexicon changed in the last like year where people started calling robots AI, just like
It might have.
all over.
Yeah, AI is just
Poll,
everywhere.
lock in,
Yeah.
lock in on a poll. Is that the new word for robot? Are we just saying AI?
Yeah.
Because then I'm more likely to believe the fact that they're not, because the way that they say it like so often, I'm like,
Right.
that's such an odd thing to say
Yeah.
without seeing it first.
Yeah.
So
Um,
anyway,
I was like, I will keep going down this rabbit hole. Last thoughts. Corbin and Parmita are so funny to me because like all I've seen them talk about is like, you're so hot.
you're
just
so
as hot as me.
hot.
Like we have so much in common, and that being like we're both just hot, and that's all
Yep.
we care about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. And honestly, I'm like perfect for each other.
Right.
Perfect for each other.
No
Like,
other thoughts need to happen.
yeah, they're like, you're hot. I'm hot. You look like me. I look like
Right.
you. And we're guess what? We're both hot.
Yeah.
we're both.
And like he pisses me off so much because like him not getting why Kenzie was mad.
Yeah.
Or being like, it's because you're disrespectful. And him literally, they show him a clip of like, yeah, like when I look at you, Parmita, like you're just perfect. But when I looked at Kenzie, I don't know. Sometimes I'd just be like, ick.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, there's just some things that gave me the ick, and you're like, you didn't need to say that. You didn't have to disparage her, man.
Right.
Like,
You could just say, wow, you're so beautiful to look at.
yeah,
End of sentence.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
back to Vermont.
Back to Vermont.
Have you been to
So,
Vermont?
I have driven through Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin has been to Vermont for work, and he said it's beautiful.
Okay.
He loves it, and apparently the syrup's really good.
I've heard the syrup
Yeah.
is phenomenal. I'm a big fan of syrup.
I would like to go to Vermont. It looks really pretty, especially in the fall.
Yeah. Maybe like down the line. This year's crazy. Next year's crazy.
Yeah,
Let's like a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Where we take a girls
Yeah.
trip to Vermont.
Yeah, I'm down. We'll go
Yeah.
on a ski trip, except we won't go skiing. We'll just do
No, I just want to do it in the fall where
Yeah.
we like eat cider donuts and
yeah.
have maple syrup and then we come home.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Story 2.
Well,
Just talked about Love Island for 30 minutes.
I'm gonna put. Hold on, I'm gonna say something so I can put. I'm gonna put like an alarm in, and then say. Story 2. True scary story. The 4th of July plush pedestrian. To anyone out there reading this, I hope you had a great Independence Day and got to watch some great fireworks. I will be talking about my 4th of July experience from yesterday and some of the supernatural things that happened. Basically, I don't have a great home life, so I spent the 4th of July with my best friend. If you drive out of town a bit, there are these woods along a dirt road that has a great view of Skye and the town, so we thought it would be the perfect place to drive there and watch the fireworks while sitting in the back of her pickup with blankets and chips. Those woods are always a little creepy at night, and we kind of joke about the paranormal creatures that might be there due to the number of deer around. And driving in the woods, we saw a lot more deer than normal, like an abnormal amount that immediately raised some red flags. The deer also seemed to be in a pack, almost running away from something altogether, almost like they knew something was wrong. We thought maybe they were scared of the fireworks, but where we were, the fireworks weren't super loud. The Wi-Fi is also kind of spotty, and it's away from a majority of civilization, minus the haunted cabin that is kind of a local urban legend, but that's for another story. But at the time, before everything happened, we thought it would be a perfect location to watch fireworks and that paranormal stuff didn't actually happen. Oh boy, were we wrong. Sorry for the long background, time to get into what happened. Basically, we were watching the fireworks, but both me and my friend had this weird, eerie feeling, like the forest got super cold all of a sudden and the wind was really creepy. We were also hearing some humans screaming in the distance, and we thought it was a coyote or something, but it really sounded human. It's possible that someone else was out there, but I doubt it, and we didn't see any other people. We were kind of getting freaked out, and it was getting late, so we decided that maybe we should drive back. But as we got out of the truck bed to get into the car, there were these 2 glowing dots kind of in the distance from behind a tree. I thought I was going crazy and just got in the car. As we were driving away, we turned the other direction. My friend looked into the car mirror and said that she saw those eyes from behind the tree because we were turned around, and when I looked at the passenger car mirror from my side, I saw it too, except it was closer this time. She started speeding because we were both getting really, really bad vibes and the sinking gut like dread and death. Gut feeling like dread and death. I glanced at the passenger side window and the glowing eyes were gone. That's when I started to hear weird scratching sounds and the car was slowing down like something was holding it back. My friend had her foot completely on the gas and was confused and trying to book it. The gas also started draining even though we had a 3/4 of a tank and the car's engine was making weird sounds. The scratching continued and I started praying so hard for it to stop, and me and my friend were panicking and thought we were going to die. Then, suddenly the intense scratching stopped and the forest just got completely quiet. I glanced again in the passenger mirror and saw a deer running away. I was so confused but grateful. Even though my friend had barely any gas left, we made it back into town. When we were filling up gas and checked the back of the car, it was covered in dents and scratches, and the back lights were broken. There were also these long scratch marks on the truck bed like someone was trying to climb in. But we were confused at this, and we didn't see anything on the truck bed that we could have seen in the mirrors. But we also couldn't see anything that well because it was so dark. Also, this forest area is close to many Native American lands, so that's why I'm identifying this entity as a flesh pedestrian taking the form of a deer, as they are part of the culture and it has always been what I've been told. However, I may be incorrect, so feel free to correct me. Anyway, I just wanted to share this story from yesterday because me and my friend are both extremely shocked and scared about it and couldn't sleep all of last night.
Is it a mountain lion?
Could be. Yeah, mountain lions do that human.
Yeah, they sound like humans, glowing eyes, scratch marks,
Yeah.
chasing.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like it
a
could
deer
be.
running away, but maybe it was like
Yeah, a bunch of deer like escaping
Yeah.
a predator.
Yeah.
That would be my guess rather than something supernatural.
This says this comment says throwing another idea out there. They could have started dragging a nice sized branch or something like that. That could explain the scratches, the broken taillight, and being off the ground would allow for branches and stuff to get underneath, knocking a hole loose or puncturing one, causing the fuel to start leaking. It could also explain the truck from slowing down. It was already dark. They were already freaked out. Attention is not fully on the road, going through a hilly place? Hilly place?
Okay.
They also might have swiped a deer that then got stuck. They did say they saw a deer running off, and a deer trying to disengage itself from the truck would cause damage. It could kick out a taillight. It could scratch up the trunk. Its weight could cause the vehicle to slow down, and again could damage a tank or to a hose. They said that they saw a deer run off in the distance when the vehicle started picking up speed at all and quiet.
Their response is funny. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, whatever the entity was, it was truly a supernatural force of nature with some insane strength that definitely was feeding off my friend and I's shared fear. Very, very creepy. Just lucky to still be alive. Haha.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, so fuck reality.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for commenting.
That person's comment. I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Actually,
that makes a ton of sense.
Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And like I feed off my friends' energies a lot. So like if like they're really excited, then I get really excited, which is why going out can be a problem. If they're like, something freaky's happening in these woods, I'm like, yeah, because we're in woods, not a forest. Woods are always evil.
Yeah.
So if you're like scared that we're gonna be like eaten by a supernatural entity, I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
So
that's how I feel too. I'm like, I'm very easily motivated in a different direction. So yeah, if anyone that I like trust, obviously if it's like
right.
If it's somebody I don't trust, I feel like I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, like anything you say, wrong.
I don't believe you. Yeah. Actually, you're telling me that there's a gun pointed at my head, pull the trigger then, bitch.
Yeah, like bad.
I don't believe
you. Here.
I can show you the bullet. Rubber.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Fake news. That's fake news.
Yeah, blanks. I don't know. But yeah, no, in this instance, if I was with my friend and we were already kind of freaked out, I would, in the moment, think that it was a flesh pedestrian.
Right.
But Seeing that comment, I immediately would be like, bum. And then I would text my friend and be like, hey, is your fuel still leaking?
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
you
because that would
check
also be
check your tubes.
yeah, that would also show me, because if it's still leaking after all of that, then it's like, okay, well, something did puncture
Right.
something, and it wasn't like magic. That just was windy.
That's the wind?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you what's your craziest? Have you had any crazy like 4th of July experiences?
I think my 4th of Julys have been pretty mild. There was one time where my boyfriend at the time, I was with his family and we were lighting off fireworks, and they would drive to Wyoming and get like the big illegal fireworks.
Yeah.
And his little brother put it in the tube to shoot it. He put it in upside down, so it went off on the ground. Most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life, to be inside of a firework. However, I just like froze and I was like, wow. And my boyfriend was like, move, like get out, like bushes are on fire right now.
Yeah.
Like we gotta like stop this. That was a
Yeah.
bad thing that we just did. And I was like, well, we didn't do, we're not French. I
Yeah.
did not do anything.
Yeah.
But other than that, also, I realized I was kind of stupid because when I read the title of this being Fourth Encounters, I was like, aliens. And I was like, no, July 4th just happened.
Yeah.
And it took me until story 2 to realize it wasn't.
What, we literally went through a whole intro.
Yep. I was
Talked about it the whole. I said I was picking 4th of July stories.
Yep. No, I was like, my X-Files comment was really fucking stupid. I was like, man, I can't wait to watch X-Files after.
Well, to be fair, X-Files isn't like just aliens.
That's
it's all
true.
sorts of creatures.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lights are on. No one's home.
I haven't really had any like crazy 4th of July. I think the coolest 4th of July that I had, I was living in Wisconsin and was like working with a bunch of J1 students. So it was like a bunch of people from all over the world. And we were staying in employee housing, and one of my friends, shout out Angel from Bulgaria, he was the manager at the hotel that we were like, was the employee housing hotel, and there was like a hotel attached to it for a guest, but he let us onto the roof, and so there was like a group of like 15 of us on the roof of the employee housing building, and we just like watched fireworks, and they were like in every single direction.
That's cool.
Like it was like 20 firework shows that we were just like standing and like turning around, and we were drinking like red, white, and blue like Svedka out of the bottle, like passing it around.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Story 3. Creepy experience in a remote area in Arizona. So, I was a wildland firefighter back in the day in Arizona. I worked in a forest that was generally popular with a lot of recreation in the northern portion, but I worked on the southern portion of the forest that was really remote. It barely had any roads or campgrounds, so if you wanted to recreate there, you had to work for it. The fire crew I was on had 2 duty stations, one in a small town where the rest of the forest employees worked out of, and one that was about 2.5 hours away up a really windy mountainous road. The remote duty station had an old Forest Service ranger station and a newer double-wide trailer that was recently put in. When I was working in this place, it had no cell reception. When my crew and I weren't working, we were playing horseshoes and watching movies. They eventually did add a cell phone booster, which sadly made a lot of people play on their phones, but I digress. So for my creepy story, I want to keep things pretty simple. But my supervisor from that crew had experienced some weird things as well working up there. There was one night he told me he was cowboy camping, sleeping outside with no tent, and he kept getting a weird, mucusy drop of liquid on his face. He kept looking around, even yelling, and no one was around him. He told me he wasn't below any trees, so it wasn't tree sap. He never slept out there again, which leads me to believe that he was telling the truth. Now for my story. I've had other interesting experiences at that remote duty station, but this one was scary. It was the night of July 4th, and we weren't on a fire, so the crew was playing horseshoes and having a good time. Everyone went to bed pretty early because we were going to have PT the next day. I had my own small room in a double-wide trailer, and my bed was situated next to a big window. I started dozing off, but felt awake still, and hear one of my coworkers outside the window asking me to come outside. I was laying on my side facing the window, and I didn't look up, but I felt their presence by the window. It felt as though something tall was looming over me from the outside. They kept beckoning me, but I said no. Pretty quickly, their voice started to change into a deeper, raspier, angrier voice. They started cursing at me. Get the fuck outside. I just froze. It was sort of a demonic voice. I lay frozen, not moving, while they yelled at me. Eventually, it stopped and I fell asleep. I woke up the next day, and I wanted to ask my coworker if he was standing outside my window, but I felt too weird. Perhaps this was a mild form of sleep paralysis, but still weird. Hypnagogia.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's hypnagogia. I don't know about the mucus. That's weird.
Yeah, the mucus thing, because immediately I was like, oh, a tree. But they said there were no trees around them. So.
Yeah. Maybe it's just like a... Was there any wind? A weird drop just fell from the sky.
Maybe it was like bird poop.
It could have been bird poop.
It could have been bird poop.
Yeah.
Or like bird, like poopy.
Some... bird poop.
It comes out of the same hole.
I know, you hear me when you say poopy, but I was like poopy, and I was like, that's poop.
Yeah, but I'm like more pee than poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like maybe like wiped it and was like kind of like an
it
off
was a
color,
little
but
bit
it wasn't
more...
like yeah.
Yeah, because there's I think that's a fair... I'm going to say that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think the
second thing is a flesh pedestrian.
Obviously.
Well,
yeah.
that's kind of their thing, right? Is they like mock people and try to get them to like come out. There was something that I saw recently, and I can't remember if it's like a specific forest or if it's like any forest. If I can remember, I'll look it up. But it's like there's a phenomena that if you go camping, you sometimes like will like open your tent and there will be like another tent next to you that like just set up randomly, and like you didn't hear anybody set it up and you didn't see anybody set it up, and then you'll like hear somebody's voice and it sometimes like sounds like your voice, like, and it's like they're like, hey, come in here, like come inside, and you're like, no, and you're supposed to just like get back in your tent and like zip it and like go back to bed.
What happens if you go home? Because that's what I would do. I'm like, so I'm leaving all of my stuff.
Yeah, I'm literally just getting in my car. I'll get all my stuff in the morning.
Yeah, that's a later problem.
Yeah,
that I come back and get with the park ranger with me or someone who is official.
Yeah, I don't think there is any situation where I rescind that statement. I was gonna say I don't think there's any situation in which I would like, if I'm out in the woods or even if I'm at home, like if I'm at home and then I hear like, Addison, come here, like I would be like, nope. And I like put the blankets over my head. Yeah. Like even if it was like Quentin's voice and he's like, please, I'm begging you. I'd be like, nope,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And especially like if I like felt next to me and he was still there, I'd be like, we need to hire someone to come here.
That would be a conversation in the morning, like, hey, isn't the creepies happening? You can't do it like that.
Yeah. Hey, the creepy stuff, Nikki has to stop. Gotta stop. You can't do it anymore.
So creepy, but so fucking
It made
funny.
me really upset when you did that.
Yeah. You can't cook the cat. I feel like I love you more than you love me. Just heard Craig in the corner. I was like, ooh, I've done that. And I keep seeing things on TikTok of, we're talking about Obsession if you haven't seen it. Boyfriends like side-eyeing their girlfriends like during that part of the movie, being like, I've never experienced that. What? That's so wild that anyone would do, but totally valid if that's how she's feeling.
Yeah. Quentin at the end of it was like, that was good, but I don't think it's that deep. And I was like, shut up.
Leave.
You
Get
don't
out.
get it.
No, it is that deep. It's like the nice guy trope and how he's just an irredeemable piece of shit.
He is just up until the very end. Right. I'm like, I was like,
there's not a lot he could do. Like, I'm like, there's literally nothing he could do to make the situation better, except like the least he could do is kill her.
Right.
Like, I'm like, even if he kills himself, like I was like, she's still gonna have to deal with all of this shit. And then
She's
like
begging him to kill her.
But then he just kills himself, and then she comes to and like is surrounded by the dead bodies of all of her friends.
Right. Right.
All
and
of
he
her
doesn't
friends.
kill himself to help her.
No.
He does it because he can't deal with it
Yeah,
anymore.
he's like, I don't know what to do anymore, so I'm gonna
She's
take my
killing everyone.
Yeah.
What do I do to get myself out of this? He's so selfish.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
he's too
fuck
much
there.
of a chicken shit to shoot himself.
And he was too much of a chicken shit to actually poison himself because
Yeah.
he was about to throw it up.
Yeah.
So
Why didn't he?
because the stick breaks.
Uh-huh.
And so before he can throw it up, he goes under a spell.
Okay, see, that's what I kind of thought. I was like, did she like go to the stick and be like, I want him to love
Me more than anyone in the world.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so she put the same spell on him.
Okay.
And that happened right as he was trying to throw up.
Yeah.
So he
Okay, that's
doesn't
what
throw
I
up.
thought happened, but I was like unclear. And then like he walked out and he was like very in love with her.
Yeah.
And then like they showed the stick on the table and I was like, oh, she wished for him to love her as
Yeah.
much as she loved him. And Quentin was like, no. And I
No,
was like,
that's totally because like while he's in the bathroom about to throw up, you hear there's a snap.
and then you hear the jingle first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you hear the snap and then like he's like starts to throw up and then he's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah.
anyway.
Phenomenal acting in that movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
super good movie.
Go see it.
So
Sorry if I spoiled it for you. Spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about Obsession.
Yeah, so icky though. But anyway, if I was in this situation, I like, or even in any situation, would not. I'm like, we have a code word, and I'm like, say the code word. Tell me the code word, and then I'll come help you, whatever you need, as
Right.
long as you're not actively like next to me.
You cannot be freaky about it. Like
Yeah. Story 4. My 4th of July encounter. I witnessed something late on the night of 4th of July that I feel I need to share. Bear with me here because I'm not a great storyteller, but I wrote down all the events and even drew a map of everything, where everything occurred immediately after so I'd never forget. To give some context, I'm a fucking weirdo and spend a lot of my time hiking. Okay.
that's not weird.
I've been dealing, unless it's like all of their time.
No, that's all they do.
That's all they do. They wake up in the morning and go hike all day and then they come home. It's like Forrest Gump. Like,
Yep. You just gotta keep walking.
I've been dealing with some serious emotional and mental distress brought on by things that are out of my control. My way of coping and finding comfort is by being a fucking weirdo and tempting fate by going for late night hikes.
Okay, well that's different actually. With more context. Yeah, that is weird.
Turns out I made the right decision by going out to the countryside late that night to enjoy the full moon, see fireflies shine deep in the woods and across the fields. I parked my car at an unmarked pull-off near the river, which was surrounded by dense forest and unforgiving swamps. I started on my way on foot approximately 11:30 p.m. Okay, that's a very late time to start a hike.
I'm just like back and forth. I'm like, oh, that does sound nice with the fireflies. Unforgiving swamp.
Yeah, at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
I may or may not have had a few White Claws stuffed into my backpack, but that's besides the point. After about 2.5 mostly uneventful hours, I decided it was time to double back and go find my car. This is a part where things go from I feel a bit better and more at ease to oh holy shit, what the ever love fuck have I stumbled onto? I'm like having a stroke trying to read that. I began crossing the bridge to get to my car, which was still roughly 3 miles to the west of where I was on the bridge at the time, when I hear footsteps on the asphalt approaching me from behind. My mood shifts to, make my day. I am so ready to cut you if you even think about attacking me. I whipped around and see a man wearing all black, who is much closer than what it sounded like. We make eye contact, full moon, pretty easy to see at night, and this dude breaks into a full-ass sprint towards me, but then veers around me at the last minute. Maybe it was liquid courage or pure adrenaline, but I yelled out to the guy, hey man, you good? Sup? And he replies, I gotta go get my wife. Swiftly, he veers around me and keeps running. I think to myself, okay, kind of weird considering it's, 2:00 in the morning in the middle of nowhere, but I digress. He runs out of sight and I keep walking to my car. I make it about 1.5 miles further when I hear a woman screaming, crying, and wailing. The kind that makes your hair stand up, and the kind that tells you in your gut that something is seriously wrong. I stop and listen. Through the sobs, I hear her say, "Please, I can't take it. I don't want any more. Please don't." At this point, I wanted to throw up. Her screams were coming from the same path I had to take to get back to my car. I channeled the energy of the movie Tropic Thunder and went full Viet Cong, dove into the bushes, and stealthily made my way closer to see what the fuck is going on and find this screaming woman. It didn't take long. Who is this person? Because I now see the same man that ran past me earlier and a second much larger man also dressed in black walking on the road coming back my direction. The larger man had the woman slung over his shoulder like she was a sack of potatoes. She wasn't screaming anymore, but she was crying and completely incoherent. She looked like she was maybe 19 to 21 at most, blonde hair, and was very small. I'd say 110 pounds at most. I popped out of the tree line. Hey! I popped out of the tree line and asked man number 1, "Is that your wife? Is everything okay?" He says, "Yeah, she's fine. She just can't handle her liquor." As he said this, both men continued walking past me. The woman is clearly not drunk, but also she appeared to be drugged. She was trying to talk, but her speech was very slurred, and she could not even lift her arms or head to get out of this man's grasp. To the best of her ability, the woman keeps saying, "Please, no, no, help." She was trying so hard to lift her head and look at me and reach her arms out to me, but she was so weakened by whatever they had done to her that she was incapable of even making out a single word. Something was seriously wrong, something much more than alcohol. Not 15 minutes prior, I was able to hear the screaming of actual words, and now she appears barely conscious. I carry pepper gels, razor blades when I hike. However, I knew there was no way I could take on 2 men by trying my hand as some vigilante justice. I'm about 5'6", 140 pounds, and definitely no match for 2 men twice my size. Self-preservation and survival modes kicked in for me and for my fellow woman, and I say to man number 1, "Oh yeah, man, I've been there before. I'm sure she'll sleep it off and be fine." Please understand I only said this to him as a means of playing dumb. Again, I'm not equipped to take down 2 men. The woman tries to cry and plead more as I carry her away, and I was quite honestly terrified. That sight and connection I felt between myself and the woman pleading for help is something I'll never forget. Once they're about 20 feet behind me, I take a quick glance over my shoulder and see what's happening because the slurred cries she was letting out were nauseating. I wanted to be sure they weren't harming her further. I see they've stopped on the road and are looking back at me. It took everything in me to be cool, act as though I didn't notice them looking and couldn't care less what they're up to. Again, self-preservation. They began walking further away from me then. I quickened my pace to go hide behind a sloped railroad track out of their view. I called 911. I described to the dispatcher what I've just seen, and that I believe that the woman has been taken against her will and appeared to be drugged. The officer or dispatcher on the other line says, "Yeah, we've got 2 other calls earlier tonight. We'll go ahead and work on sending someone out." Great police work, my dudes. Keep in mind, this is one of those out in the boonies, and most people seem to think that that's kind of thing doesn't happen around here, even though we have an extensive amount of cold cases of women and children here in this area. I'm only a mile from my car now. Obviously, the police gave approximately 2 fucks about this woman's safety, so I was so disturbed by what I saw that I knew it was time to go find these guys myself, and it seemed like no one else was going to. Side note, the amount of cigarettes I smoke in a day is roughly equivalent to the amount of toilet paper sold during the pandemic. Fuck, I was huffing a cigarette, crying silently, praying to God for her safety, praying that they wouldn't disappear with her to God knows where to do God knows what. What I'm saying is I fucking ran like never before to get to my car and track these men down before they could drop out of sight with her. I don't personally know this woman, but I'll be damned if I don't do everything I can to help her when she was clearly in danger and unable to help herself. I floored it to where I saw them last. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes had passed between the last time we crossed paths and I got to my car. And much to my relief, as I round the corner, I see multiple police units on scene up the road. I drove up closer just to be sure they found the right guys, and they did. They had the men up against their cruisers with their hands up, and they were being frisked. Paramedics were on scene. This woman was lying on the ground as if they were working to place her onto a stretcher and get her to the hospital, I assume. The sense of relief I felt was unreal, probably not even a fraction of the relief this woman felt when the police finally intervened. Dispatch actually called me back and advised they'd not sent officers previously, as the situation was described to them as a noise disturbance, not unusual for a holiday weekend, so I can't wholly blame them for not coming sooner, since they'd not received any call specifically stating there was a woman screaming for help or being carried off by caveman style, against her will in the middle of nowhere in the wee hours of the night. Needless to say, I didn't sleep at all for the rest of the night. I went home and sobbed all day, mostly out of the horror of what I saw and the awful thought of what if I hadn't taken that walk? What if no one helped her? What if they would have grabbed me too? I'll close this with, do not be a bystander. If you see something, say something. Okay, dare.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I do want to know, like, if something, like, happened. Like, if they were, like, actually kidnapping her.
Right.
Or, like, what if it was, like, this man's, like, drunk.
They, like, went to a party in the woods for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And she's a bolter.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, as someone who has experience with alcohol and with people who have drinking too much alcohol,
Yeah.
you can't just kind of go from, like, I'm alive, I'm dead, and have, like, slurred speech and stuff. So it is possible. However, I am glad that this is the approach that he took, because he doesn't know for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it is. It's, like, definitely better safe than sorry. Like, if I was, like, in that situation, I would, like, want to help too, regardless of if it actually was her husband or not.
Right. Because if nothing was going on wrong, the guys are just going to be released.
Exactly. Like, they're going to be frisked, and it is probably going to be a really funny story down the road. Like,
right. And they'll be like, and this is why you don't take Bethany in the woods on 4th of July.
Yeah, where it's like, all right, she gets too drunk every time. One time she got the cops called on us and we got frisked in the middle of the road, and then she got taken to the hospital, and it's actually good because she had alcohol poisoning.
Yeah,
so.
we had a pump her stomach.
Yeah. She actually was way too drunk.
Yeah. Best case scenario, she still needs to go to the hospital.
Yeah. No, that would be super terrifying. Especially, I'm like, so I'm assuming this person is a woman because they said my fellow woman. And that makes me even more worried that this person is walking around.
You shouldn't do that.
At 2 a.m.
No one should do that.
No one should do. You shouldn't do that if you're a guy either. But, like, definitely as a woman, as a small woman.
I ain't going nowhere when it's dark outside.
No.
I don't even take the trash out.
Yeah, if I'm going anywhere outside, it is accompanied by somebody that is larger and or stronger than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, or I have a weapon on me and I have to be outside.
Right.
I literally on last Wednesday when I went out to dinner, it was I had to, like, go into the parking garage because I left before everyone else, and I went home early, but I had to go into a parking garage by myself.
I don't like doing that.
And it was like 9:30, and it was one of those, like, the elevator was broken, so I had to go downstairs. And so I had to go to the stairwell, and the stairwell lights were dimmed, and then they turned on when you walked through it. So it was like every flight, the lights, like, got brighter. They would, like, and it would make that, like, that noise. And I, like, walked out into the parking garage, and it's so dark and it's so quiet, and I'm just, like, walking around, like, looking for my car, and I, like, pulled my keys out and tucked all my keys into my fingers. Mm-hmm. Now, it took me a second to find my car, and I was, like, still, like, I got my car, like, locked the door immediately.
Oh yeah, I always lock the door immediately.
Yeah.
And this is why I have knives in all my purses.
Yeah.
Like, you might get me, but I'm gonna get you a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fight somewhat because I'm not going down.
Fucking nail, but please don't punch me in my nose again. $7,000.
Yeah,
I can breathe now.
Yeah, no, that would be really, really scary and especially, I mean, like, that's a traumatizing experience to have too. Like,
right, especially they already mentioned, like, they're going through a lot of stuff, so that's why they're doing these night walks to kind of clear their head.
Yeah, and now, like, oh my God. And I wonder if now they're like, I have to go on these walks because I need to save people.
Right.
Like,
they become a vigilante.
Yeah.
This is how heroes are born.
Exactly. This is Superman, Superwoman, Supergirl.
The Night Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Because doesn't that mean something?
Isn't that like a...
I think there's the Night Stalker.
No, I was like, isn't a night walker like for like a prostitute?
Oh,
Is it?
it might be. I'm like, yeah, because they walk around at night.
Or a vampire.
Sex worker.
Yeah.
Earthworm.
Earthworm.
So they dress as a worm.
Oh my god.
And they go around and they save people.
Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, this person is really brave for being able to pop out of a bush and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, man.
Hey, buddy.
And you probably scared the shit out of that guy if he's not doing anything wrong either. You just pop out of a bush, you're like, what are you doing? Trying to get my wife home.
You're stressed the fuck out because your wife is a bolter.
Yeah.
You're trying to get
Your
her
best
back home.
friend's trying to help you, like, corral her into a corner like a scared lion.
She's
like yeah. Yeah. And then this
Someone busts out of the
woman
bush.
pops out and she's like, what are you doing?
I'm strutting my wife.
I've been chasing my wife this whole time. That guy, like, I wonder if that guy started, like, sprinting towards her because he thought it was, like, his wife.
Right, yeah.
He was like, oh, fuck, you're not her. You're like, what are you doing? You're like, I gotta go get my wife.
It's not you.
Yeah.
Move. Yeah, it's like, also, you shouldn't be out here, ma'am.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Near the swamp.
Near the swamp.
That's just crazy to me because when I think swamp, I think is crocodiles or alligators, both of
Gators,
them.
yeah.
I think gators, which I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that exists in general.
Yeah.
But the fact that it can just come up and chomp you, I
Yeah.
think that is probably a very high thing on my list of fears.
Yeah, I
is
mean,
gators.
they come up and then they grab you and then they pull you back into the water and drown you.
Yeah.
Like, that's horrifying. You
Mm.
literally, like, you're in searing pain because this creature latched onto you with all of its teeth, and then you get into the water and it barrel rolls you to death. So you're just like, like,
That's terrible. See, that's pretty high on my list of fears. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I was talking with Bettina's husband because he was working in Georgia for a while and he loves fishing, so he would like go out fishing. And he's like, "Yeah, there's gators. I just see them out there." He doesn't talk like that.
yeah, I was like,
He does not talk like that at all. And I was like, "So you're actively choosing to stand where they are?
yeah.
That's insane."
Yeah, no, it's wild. I whenever my dad lived in Florida, their favorite thing to do would be to go like gator watching. So it's like you get on the golf cart and you drive to all, because there are golf courses everywhere, and you drive to the golf courses that are by his house, and all of them have like little ponds, and you drive up and you're like, you look and then you'll see one like come out and like they'll start like coming up towards your golf cart.
hate
You have
that.
to drive away.
Woo!
And they're like, there's one.
Yeah.
And they're like, go, Gary, go.
I would pee my pants. You would know exactly where I was because there'd be just a trail of pee.
Yeah, my dad has a gun like holstered on his hip 24/7, so I like never was too scared, but it was like funny. Like it was like, I think especially because like I'm like on a golf cart, so like my dad, my stepmom are driving,
Right.
and then I'm on the back,
like
and so I'm like
dangling your feet.
yeah, so I'm like looking over, and I'm like, oh, hey, he's running right for my leg.
You're going kind of fast.
Yeah, hey, can we speed this up? And like, hold on, it's stalled out. I'm like,
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I hate a gator. Well, I'm glad to say my 4th of July was not as eventful as that.
truly, neither was mine, and I'm super grateful for it.
I hope you had a great 4th. We do have a little update before we go. We're going to start posting episodes on a bi-weekly schedule until after Addie's wedding in October.
We appreciate you guys sticking around while we figure things out and get adjusted to our busy schedules. And hopefully, as we grow and things in real life start to settle down, we'll be back to posting weekly in no time. But to keep showing us your love and support, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on all social media platforms at _the pod. Or if you want to email us with your own story, you can email us at _the.pod@gmail.com.
I really do want to do another research episode soon. It's been too long.
I agree. What if we did one on, wait, what was that?